Hey there you guys, Vertigo here again with another video. So, the flight we're doing today was requested by a viewer. His name is Junior. Commented on some of my videos asking if I could fly from Las Vegas, where we are right now, to John Wayne. And I said sure. So, we're gonna do that. This has been a long time coming, and yeah. Goes without saying, but if you guys ever have requests, you're welcome to send them in. Comment on my Twitch streams, comment on my videos, what have you, and I'd happily do the flight if I can. I'm kind of limited to the United States right now, but more on that at another time. At any rate, we're on the ground here at Las Vegas. The aircraft is powered up, ground power's connected. We've been boarded. Catering service has done their thing, so we're ready to go. All we need to do is get into the flight deck and get everything set up, do the pre-flight prep, and we'll be on our way. I already have a flight plan from PFPX, and yeah, if I think of things to say, or things that I forgot to mention, I will mention them, but for the time being, that's all I can think of. So, yeah, let's get in the flight deck and let's get started. Alright guys, welcome into the flight deck. Boeing 737 700 with winglets, Southwest layout. Hop up to the overhead real quick. We will turn on our seatbelts since we've been boarded, and we'll get our window heat on. Set our pressurization panel. Our landing altitude, or sorry, that comes later. Our flight level is flight level 280. It's a relatively short flight. It's about 30 to 40 minutes. Not long at all. So, come down to the pedestal. I don't believe we have any air traffic control. We are on VATSIM, but there's nobody online, so I'll squawk default IFR, and we will monitor Unicom. Okay, good stuff. Let's put the legs page here on the left-hand side, or right-hand side, and we'll set up the FMS on the right-hand side over here. So, we're on the ground at Vegas. The identifier is KLAS. And using GPS, we will align the IRS. Flight today takes us to John Wayne, and our flight number is Southwest Flight 16. Runway for departure is going to be 1 right, which is very cool because we're going to get an amazing view of downtown Las Vegas as we depart. And we only have one intermediate fix, and it is Hector, Hotel Echo Charlie. The departure out of here is the boat 6, Hector transition off 1 right, and the arrival into John Wayne is the KO 5, Hector transition as well for the ILS 20 right. Good stuff. So we can activate that and execute it. That is a good flight plan, as you can see over there on the right hand side on the legs page. Performance information, our zero fuel weight is pretty low. I think it's 96, yeah, 96.5. Our reserve fuel, according to PFPX, is 4.4. Cost index is 38. Flight level, I mentioned earlier, is 280. Our winds at cruise, if I take a look at our flight plan, we'll call them 335 at 17. And temperature up there, it'll get as chilly as minus 38. Takeoff performance, we do have a D rate. We have a 20K D rate with an assumed OAT of plus 46. And this will be with flaps 1. Center of gravity is just over 25%, and our V speeds are like so. So, I'll set the parking brake. I'll start the APU. Can turn the yaw damper on as well. And let's arm the auto throttle, turn our flight directors on. We'll get our VOR bugs up. Traffic and data. Auto brake to RTO. Do the same on the right hand side. We'll also get terrain on the right hand side over there on the first officer side. Along with data, VOR bugs are up. V2 is 124, so we'll set that on our IAS. Initial heading out of here off runway 1 right is, if I take a look at the chart, 010. And initial altitude is, flight level 190 is our initial altitude. Okay, so good stuff in that regard. This is an RNAV departure, so we can arm VNAV and LNAV on the ground. And we can set our altimeter which if I take a look at the METAR here for Vegas, the altimeter is 2979er. And we're in pretty good shape, so we'll wait for that APU to start. It's already come up. Transfer power to the APU generators. We'll open all of our fuel pumps, get the anti-collision light on, and we will call over GSX for push and start. We're going to be pushing off of gate Bravo, what gate is this? This is Bravo 15, and we'll want our nose to the left, tail to the right. Well, we only have one option for the direction of pushback. We'll set our transponder to auto here, so we're mode Charlie, which is required in the US. Anytime you're on an active taxiway, you need to be mode Charlie. And I will go to our ground connections page, and we can get rid of all the ground connections. And we're ready for push and start.
Departure check completed. Bypass bit inserted. Release parking brakes.
Alrighty, brakes coming off.
Commencing push. All engines clear. Start that wheel.
And we'll start engine number 2 first, then engine number 1. So we're looking for 25% N2. %. There's 20. And there is 25. Fuel going into engine number 2. Yeah, very nice day here at Vegas. See a bit of cloud coverage, but blue skies. Yeah, I actually upgraded my texture resolution to 2048 instead of 1024, so let me know if you notice a difference in how the simulator looks. There's a good start on engine number 2, and we'll start number 1. Oil temperature coming up. Oil pressure slowly rising, N2 and N1 rising, EGT coming up as well. There is 23% N2 and 24 and 25 fuel going into engine number 1. Good indications. Everything appears stable and coming up nicely. And there's a good start on number 1. So we'll transfer power to the engine generators, can the APU and the APU bleed, PAX auto, isolation valve auto, electric hydraulic pumps, and the probe heat. Engine start switches to continuous. Transponder is already set. We can set our flaps here to flaps 1 for takeoff. We can set our elevator trim as well, which, if I take a look here, our performance information, we have a trim of 4.71. Right about there. Our trim is set. Our flaps are set. Probe heat and hydraulics are on. Packs are on. We're in really good shape at this point. We'll get the taxi light on, and we'll check our flight controls. And then we'll be ready to taxi on over to runway 1 right. So it looks like they're just wrapping up our pushback here.
Set parking brakes.
And we'll set our parking brakes. And we can check our flight controls at this point. So, full up, full down, neutral, full left, full right, neutral, and rudder. Just give these a quick check to make sure they're working as they should be. They are. Rudders appear to be functional, so our flight controls are checked. Let's get our taxi light on, and we will wait for them to take care of business down there, and then we'll be ready for taxi.
Bypass main removed. Left is clear. Right is clear.
Alrighty, so we're ready to go on over to runway 1 right. Taxi, let's see, we'll continue straight here off the apron on Whiskey, and swing a left on Delta for full length off 1 right. Pretty simple taxi. So, let's get out of here. Alright guys, welcome back. So, just about ready to go here. We'll get our weather radar on. We will set our transponder to TARA. And, here's one right, so let's go ahead and get out of here. The only thing left to do will be to get our lights on. So yeah, the view out of here off this runway, the departure we're taking, is going to be gorgeous. We're going to get to fly over downtown Vegas right over here. Alrighty, so strobe, landing lights and turnoffs, and we can be on our way. So we'll keep it rolling. Oh, we just got a contact me. Well, this is inconvenient. I'm gonna depart, and then we will contact whoever that is who wants us to reach out to him. So, takeoff. Power is set. There's 80 knots. Thrust hold.
V1. Rotate. V2.
Alrighty, positive rate. A little bumpy there. Gear up. LNAV. And I'm going to put the autopilot in straight away, guys, so that we can call this controller. Let's see who it is. Oh, wow. It was not even a controller. Well, that's embarrassing. It was just another pilot who I know. Okay, gear up and off. Auto brake is off. Flaps will come next, and we can enjoy the view here. Wow, look at that. That's so cool. That's a very cool view right there. Alright, speed's coming up nicely. See a little bit of fog there sitting on the mountains. And we do have some altitude constraints. We can ignore them. There's no traffic in the area, so it's bug our altitude up to 280, and clear any constraints. We'll bring our flaps up. Engine start switches can go off, and we'll get some of these lights off. And we're off and away. So long, Vegas. We'll see you soon, John Wayne. Hey guys, welcome back. So we've been up at cruise for just a few minutes. Again, it's a very short flight, but we're going to be descending here in about 80 nautical miles. So, as I always do, let me show you the preparation that goes into the descent here so you have an idea of what's going on when I bring you back when we're closer to the ground. So first things first, Mcp Altitude. We have some altitude restrictions that we can expect on this arrival. So if I take a look at the chart here, the first one's going to be at Donna. We're going to expect 13,000 at Donna. So if I come down here and I look at Donna, I say 13,000 at Donna, and execute that, and that's probably going to change our top of descent pretty drastically. Yeah, you can see now it's only 40 nautical miles out. From Donna, we're tracking the Homeland VOR. We're then to Frets, where we will expect at or above 8,000. So I will insert this like so. And following Frets, we're then inbound to KO. And we can expect 210 knots at KO, which is already in, and then we're to Jogget in the Seal Beach VOR. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to overfly the approach path, and then we're going to make a, basically a U-turn, make a right-hand turn, or maybe a 90-degree turn for a right downwind. So we're going to kind of overfly the field and then loop back around onto the approach. So there we go, there are our altitude constrictions, and we can go down as low as 8,000 feet initially, so we'll set our MCP altitude accordingly. Pressurization panel, the landing altitude at John Wayne is, let's take a look again at the charts, it is about 50 feet, so we will set that. The frequency and course for 20 right, 111.75 is the frequency, so we'll set that in both of the navigation radios. And the course is 196. Set that as well. An auto brake, we're definitely going to need an auto brake of 3. This is a short runway. It's just under 6,000 feet. We do not want to overrun. That would be bad. So we'll use an auto brake of 3. What am I talking about? And our barometric minimums are going to be 255. We already briefed the approach. Let's get our passenger signs on since we'll be descending shortly. We want everybody in their seats. And our landing speed appears to be about, if we take flaps 30, which we will, 120 knots. And then we'll adjust based on the wind. So, 26 nautical miles till top of descent. We're prepped and ready to go. And we'll be starting down to John Wayne here pretty soon. Alright guys, welcome back. So we're just down over Donna here at about 12,500, and things are looking good. I just got contacted by a controller, so we do have ATC. I'm going to call him up and we'll go from there. SoCal approach, good afternoon, Southwest 16, 12,400.
Southwest 16, SoCal approach, squawk 4640.
4640, Southwest 16. Okay, so we got a squawk, it's 4640, let's put that in. And he'll give us radar contact here in a minute, I'm imagining, and further instructions.
Southwest 16, radar contact 10 miles south of the Donna intersection, correct. Descend and maintain 9,000. Expect the ILS runway 20 right approach, John Wayne altimeter 29901.
Right, down to 9,000, expecting the ILS 20 right, have the altimeter. Say again the fix, direct to Southwest 16.
Southwest 16, say again, you were asking for the fix to go direct to again?
Yeah, did you give us direct to a fix?
Yeah, Southwest 16, you're clear direct, correct.
Roger, direct frets, southwest 16, thanks. Okay, we're direct frets, we're down to 9,000. And that was a descend and maintain, so we'll get down here as quickly as we can. We'll drop the speed down to 250 knots. We got the altimeter, which we already have. We have the ILS 20 right. Good stuff. And he will handle us at this point. This is a pleasant surprise, getting some control. So you see the speed will come down here, and
Southwest 16, descend and maintain 8,000.
8,000, southwest 16. Now 8,000. Pretty bumpy here over the Southern California area, which is not surprising. Especially at this time of the year, it's generally pretty turbulent, and so this is not unexpected. Coming up on 10,000 feet here, landing lights on. Yeah, we're really getting knocked about, huh? But we have a nice rate of descent going there, about 1,500 feet per minute, 1,400 feet per minute, give or take. This controller who's controlling me, I actually spend time with him in a TeamSpeak. I know him fairly well. So, and he does a really good job at controlling, so we're in good hands. As you can see, I cranked up my auto-gen settings as well, so if you notice more buildings, more trees, that's not by accident. That was intended. So, hopefully it makes a difference. Ooh, and a little bit of cloud cover here. Always makes things interesting. Not.
All aircraft John Wayne information Bravo is current wind 270 at 7 altimeter 29991.
Okay, information Bravo. We effectively have that. As I was gonna say, there's no major cloud coverage, but anytime you get a little bit of limited visibility there for a minute, it's always fun.
Southwest 16, depart KO, heading 280, vectors across final.
Depart KO heading 280, southwest 16. So after KO, this fix up here, after frets, we're gonna fly a 280 heading. And we'll drop the speed down just a smidge more. I think once we're over KO, or maybe once we're over frets, we'll drop the speed down to 210 knots. A little bit of spoiler here. Yeah, you can see we're getting bumped around a lot, and our airspeed is not liking it. We'll just bleed a little more speed here. We actually are fairly close to the field, so let's drop it down to 220 knots. We don't want to get behind the aircraft, that is for sure. So we want to be ahead of the aircraft. We want to be one step ahead at all times. It makes our life a lot easier. And there we go. We're through most of that chop. Speed's coming down nicely. Can put the spoiler away. And we'll drop the speed down to 210, in fact. It's so cool, you can see the shadow changing as the speed brake is retracted. That's very, very neat. And after frets here, we'll probably get another descent. We have to be at frets at or above 8,000, which is the reason for my saying that, obviously.
Southwest 16, reduce speed at 210.
Alrighty, we're just there now, southwest 16. So speed's 210. We are over frets now. Get that descent here shortly. Yeah, we're gonna skim these mountains, huh? I can see why they have that altitude constraint there at or above 8,000, because if you were much lower than 8,000, you might be in these mountains, which would be bad, of course. Alrighty, just coming up on KO, and we will hit that
Southwest 16, descend and maintain 5,000.
5,000, Southwest 16. Alright, 280 heading, and we'll take it down to 5,000. We'll also take flaps 1 at this point. And we're probably going to want to get down pretty quickly here, so let's pull some spoiler. And this will help us get a nice rate of descent going. Drop the speed down to 190, and we'll take flaps 5. Bit more spoiler as well to help out. See if we can get low enough to catch the glide here. We're probably going to need to get, yeah, probably going to need some more vectors. We'll see. There's the field just there. So yeah, we'll see what happens here.
Okay, November 5, Kilo Papa Kilo Heavies with you, over in 2.
Well, we're actually losing altitude nicely here. Engine start switch is continuous.
November 5, Kilo Papa Kilo, SoCal approach, block 4612. 4612. Southwest 16, descend and maintain 3,000.
3,000, Southwest 16. I'm gonna keep those spoilers out and see if we can't make it here without needing to be vectored again. We'll see. We're probably a bit high for that, but hey, who knows? Maybe we can lose at altitude in time. No, it's not looking like it. So we're going to cross over the approach path here,
November 5, Kilo
and then we'll
Papa
probably
Kilo,
get
contact 5
vectored
miles
back
east of
around,
Ventura VOR.
or maybe he'll vector us to the left there, we'll see.
070, vectors ILS runway 24 right approach. LA altimeter 29902. Person Monaco 070, we're looking for 24 at November 5, Kilo Papa Kilo Heavy. November 5, Kilo Papa Kilo Heavy, descend and maintain 7,000. Number 7 for November Kilo Papa Kilo.
1,000 to go for 3. Let's take the speed down to 180.
Southwest 16, turn right heading 020, vector to final.
Right 020, Southwest 16. So again, put on a right downwind here. Can stow the spoilers. That's a pretty cool view right there. That looks very nice.
Southwest 16, turn right heading 100.
Right 100, Southwest 16. Here's our base leg. And as we roll out, we'll probably get our turn to final. Speed's good,
Delta
altitude.
16, 6 miles from Lemon, turn right heading 170, maintain 3,000 until established on the localizer, cleared ILS runway 20 and approach.
Right heading 170, 3000 until established, cleared ILS 20, right approach, Southwest 16. So, we're cleared for the ILS 20 right approach. As I was saying, speed's good, altitude's good, we're in good shape. Engine start switches are continuous, we have flaps 5 currently. And we'll get a bit more prepared and cleaned up. Once we're on final here, it won't be too long. Yep, localizer is alive. You can see the altitude hold is a little spotty today. It's been like this the whole flight. I was up at cruise and you guys couldn't see it, but yeah, it was a little spotty then as well. Alrighty, localizer is captured. On about a 10-mile final here as we roll out. Once we're over bonk there on the approach fix, I will drop the gear. Sync up our heading bug. Gear down, spoilers armed, flaps 15. Slight crosswind from the right there.
20 right, clear to land, wind at 507.
20 right, cleared to land, Southwest 16. We're cleared, rest of the lights coming on. Spoilers armed, gear down. Missed approach altitude is 3,000 feet. And we're just standing by on our landing speed and landing flaps. Landing speed is going to be 125. We'll reduce down to 125 knots now. And we'll take flaps 30. We're fully configured at this point.
November 5 kilo, Papa Kilo, heavy after passing Santa
And
Monica.
I will fly the plane in here in just a moment. Hand fly it on in.
For 2,600 passing Santa Monica, November 5 kilo, Papa Kilo, heavy.
Oh, and that's a bit more of a crosswind now. Alrighty. Autopilot's out, it's my aircraft, out with the auto throttle and the flight directors, and I have control. We're just going to have a slight crab there due to that crosswind. And a firm landing here is not necessarily a bad thing given that the runway's so short. So if we plan it, be nice guys, because that's needed to some extent. A little bit high, I'm just going to pull throttles back and push that nose over, and we'll drop down, get back on glide. 2 red, 2 white. We're in good shape.
1,000 and we have a Bravo. Skywest 5871, SoCal approach, squawk 4721. Skywest 5874, radar contact 20 miles northwest of the Santa Catalina VOR. Descend and maintain 5,000, expect the ILS runway 20 right approach. John Wayne altimeter
We're down.
291.
Reversers are out. Decel. 80 knots. Reversers are stowed. 60 knots. We're manually braking.
Skywest 5871. Radar contact 20 miles northwest of the Santa Catalina VOR. Descend and maintain 5,000.
And we're off to the left here at Echo.
Approach. Information Bravo, spread at John Wayne.
Clean the aircraft up.
Listen, check, we have Bravo, descend maintain 5,000. Plane ILS to your right. Skywest 5871. Skywest 5871, depart the Santa Catalina VOR heading 050.
Nicely done.
Vectors ILS runway 20 right approach. Was 050 vector right approach. Southwest 16, taxi to the ramp via Alpha.
So ramp via Alpha, Southwest 16. Good night. Okay.
And Southwest 16, monitor ground 120.8.
120.8, Southwest 16. And we'll monitor the ground. We are going to gate 17 today, so let's see if we can find it. And we're on Alpha, and we'll take this into the ramp. So our lights are off, auto brake, speed brake, and flaps. We can stop the clock. That was about a 45-minute flight. Flight directors, and APU is starting. APU bleed can come on, and we'll taxi on into gate 17. Alrighty, coming up on gate 17, taxi light off, transponder can go to standby. We'll transfer power to the APU generators. And here's our gate. Yeah, I wonder if we can make the marshaller do the Macarena. I kinda doubt it, but we'll see. Alrighty, there we are, parking brake set. The engines can go, we'll pull it over the jetway. Hop up to the overhead. Close up some fuel pumps, get rid of the yaw damper, the window heat, electric hydraulics. Packs can go off, isolation valve open, our bleeds can be as is, anti-collision light and the belts can go as well. and we'll get some ground connections going, open up some doors. Right back up to the overhead. Ground power's connected. We can get rid of the APU. All our fuel pumps are now closed. And with that done, we're here at John Wayne. GSX can deboard us. And there we are, guys. Welcome to John Wayne. Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed the flight. Thanks for watching if you made it this far. As always, you're welcome to submit requests to me for flights that you'd like to see. The caveat being that I'm currently kind of restricted to flying in the US, so with that in mind, make your requests accordingly. I hope you guys enjoyed the flight. Let me know how you think the sim is looking. Give me constructive feedback, your thoughts. And as always, I do this because of the community. I do this because it's enjoyable interacting with you all. So I love hearing from you. The likes, the comments, any kind of interaction is a big reward. It's a rewarding feeling. That's why I do this. So I appreciate your guys' involvement. I appreciate the Flight Sim community immensely. You guys are fantastic. And yeah, keep your eye out for Twitch live streams, more YouTube videos. As always, I have social media links in the description of the video. So with all that said, you guys have a great day, and I'll see you next time. So long.